Hi, this is part 5 of the first animation. Let's do a test render and see how our scene is shaping up. File, Preview. Before we start animating objects, let's do one small change to the background. Go over here to the Layers palette and click on the background layer, which you may have named Sky. Now go over to the Tools, and underneath the word Fill, click on Select Shape. Click on that background and you'll see behind the clouds there that this whole big rectangle object has the checkerboard on it. Go over to Effect in the Style menu and click on the drop down. Choose Gradient. The Gradient dialog box pops up. I need to move this out of my way. The gradient starts out with a default of 3 color tags right here. Okay? When you click on a tag, you can then click on the swatch and change the tag color. Right now, we're going to change this to a yellow and click OK. So we're going to have a yellow and then this blue, and the next one over here is actually black, which is kind of too dark. So if we click over here on this tag, then we can push Delete key on our keyboard and get rid of that one altogether. So we end up with some yellow and then the blue the rest of the way through. Click up here in this drop down and choose Radial. And now you'll see over here that the yellow is showing up in the center, and we're going to move that, but it's probably too large to be the halo around the moon. So we can click on this little tag right here, hold the left mouse button down, and drag this over so that we make the yellow smaller. Now I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to click right here in this circle, and I'm going to move this about centered behind the moon. I'll need to render this out to see how it's shaping up. All right, so you see there's like a halo now around the moon. You'll learn a lot more about how to work with that gradient tool a bit later on in the semester. Now, looking at the items here in the layers stack, we should move 1 or 2 of the cloud layers up in front of the house. I'm going to click here on Clouds 2. I'll hold the left mouse button down and push it all the way to the top. And I have to make sure that that little line shows up before I let go with the mouse button. And then I think I'll take one more and put that one up above the grass. So I have Clouds 2, Clouds, and then Grass, and then House. All right. And I can choose Control R to test that out, and that looks pretty good with the clouds in front of the house. Again, be sure you are on frame 0, and we're going to add a little animated object into this scene, and we're going to move it. So let's go ahead and click first up here near the very top, the first thing in the layers stack. And then looking over here, there's an icon that looks like an open book. That's the library. Click once on that. And in this field, type the word BAT, B-A-T, and click the search button. Now double click on this BAT. Then be sure that there is a check mark next to BAT and click OK. Then close the library. So here we have a BAT, and if we push play, you can watch its animation. It's on a looping animation, which you'll learn about later on in the semester. Be sure you go back to frame 0 right now. That's very important. Type 0 and hit enter on your keyboard. Close up the drop down on the BAT. Just click right here on the down arrow. And we need to move the BAT behind or below the house. So hold your left mouse button down while clicking on the BAT, and be sure that you see that line between house and whatever's below house. Mine is moon, all right? You don't want to put the bat inside this folder so you see the difference. You just want to see that line and then let go with your mouse button. Okay? Now I'll zoom in. What you see right here are the bones for the bat, and you will learn a lot about bones later on. Right now the bat's hidden partly by that cloud. Be sure you're on frame 0. Go over here underneath the word layer and click on the transform layer icon. Now point right over top of this bat and you can see the bounding box around the bat. Point over top of this and move it behind the house. Now if you zoomed in like I did and you need to zoom back out, you can just click on the zoom tool here and then click reset view. All right, and we're going to have the bat flying upwards, but we'll do that after we animate the clouds. I'll pause now and continue the lesson in the next video.